Welcome to the night mode edition of the Mark Jackson Show. I'm Mark Jackson, and this is the dynamic one, my guy Blue. Great playoff atmosphere tonight. Both games was pretty interesting as far as big-time wins and responses from the teams down 1-0, Blue.
Yeah, you see me out here. I'm trying on some new colors. I don't know. The Mavericks was looking good tonight. You see I'm rocking the blue and white. I saw some Luka magic. I saw KYRIE hit some buckets, and he playing defense. I saw a lot tonight, man. We got a good show coming up. How you feeling, Pops? What you see?
So you went from purple and gold, and now you're wearing Mavericks colors?
Look, man. When your name hot in the streets and you a free agent, you start getting calls. They want me somewhere in the building. They might need me game 3 in the building somewhere, man. You know, J Kidd, his family. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, Pop. Relax, play your role. Just sit back and watch the movie, man. Dang.
My fault.
For now. All right, man. Before we get into this, Pops, we got to give a shout out to our sponsors, Underdog Fantasy. Go ahead and click the link in the bio or scan the QR code and play the pick'em game. That's our favorite, man. But Pops, man, I saw a lot tonight. I want to get your thoughts first before I divulge. So let's get it. What did you see tonight, Pops?
Well, you touched on it right away. You took my headline. You know, you fall in love with all of the numbers. You fall in love with the rebounds and the stats. But Kyrie Irving has been spectacular. Here's a guy that if he took a lie detector test, he believes he's the best player on the floor. But he has been badgered and disrespected, and sometimes things said about him that he deserved. But he's playing winning basketball. He is playing championship basketball. He is sacrificing himself, willing to do whatever it takes to put his team in position to win. Here's a guy that has the creativity to get a shot anytime he wants, bringing it over half court and handing it to Luka without an attitude. I believe I'm a body language as far as on the court. I believe I'm a body language expert. He's willingly given up himself for the benefit of the team and then buying in on the defensive end, basically saying if I got to be a defensive stopper, if I got to set the tone and take the challenge and compete defensively, that's what I'm going to do. The guy shot 2 of 8 from the field, 2 of 8 for Kyrie Irving, and you never seen him upset. He is playing winning basketball, and it's inspiring to watch, and he deserves a lot of credit. And the same people that were bashing him for being selfish and whatever you said about him, whether it was right or wrong, will cover it the same way. Because what I'm seeing is beautiful basketball played by Kyrie Irving.
Man, Pops, I'm with you. I'm ready to jump out the window, and I don't think I'm jumping out the window. When we talk about premier defensive guards, the level Kyrie is defending at right now, you can't tell me that it's obvious I'm taking Derek White or Drew Holiday or anybody on a given night to compete at this level. He's an elite level defensive guard right now.
I'm not going to jump off the building like that. He's an outstanding defender. He's not in the class defensively as Drew Holiday and Derek White. But what I did say early on, Kyrie Irving defended Steph Curry, an all-time great, had tremendous game plan discipline. And take a look. Go back and look at all of those NBA Finals, the Cavaliers and the Warriors. He didn't lock them down, but he made them work. And he stayed connected. And he fought over screens. And he fought through floppy action. That's as tough a matchup as you will ever find in the history of this league, individually. And he stepped up to the challenge. And he is showing that he has that ability to still do it. And it's beautiful to watch because it forces the issue and exposes everybody else. If you don't want to compete like this, you're going to be out on an island and be exposed. The mentality and the approach of Kyrie Irving has become contagious in that locker room and is inspiring because they know what he's capable of doing offensively and what he's capable of doing on the floor. But he is taking one for the team, and it's fun to watch, and he deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah, man, that's the only reason. I know I'm kind of jumping out the window, but it's only so many guards that I've seen step up in this way and go from maybe a moderate defender to this. What we see, and I can't lie, so far this is a very high-level defense that we see from Kyrie Irving, and he's holding it down for Luka. Speaking of Luka, tell me what I know you be hating, Pops, but he's on one leg. Where are you looking? Well, I'm right here. Where are you looking?
How am I hating? When do I hate?
No, because you don't want to really give credit when you see dudes playing through injury, knees hurt, hobbled. You just like, oh, if you're on the court, I don't want to hear nothing. The dude is blatantly playing through injury. Just tell me what you saw from Luka tonight, Pops.
I saw a hobbled, hampered Luka Doncic fight through not feeling 100% and put on a better performance by responding. First of all, after game one, he held himself accountable. He said to Kyrie Irving and to his team, he's got to be better. He felt like he let them down. And it wasn't just talk. He responded with his actions. I thought he came out aggressive. He played unselfish basketball. He trusted his teammates. He made big plays when they needed him. And what I look at most is he competed defensively. Kyrie Irving forces you to give me something defensively, and he responded. Staying in front of guys, game plan discipline, defending without fouling, sending guys in the direction that the game plan indicates that you should send guys, whether it's Jalen Williams, whether it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, whether it's Lou Dort. You got to know how we plan on defending him and execute it. I thought it was an outstanding job across the board by Luka. And again, got hurt, looked like something was really bothering him, could have tapped out, didn't. And I've seen guys fake it and say, get me out for 3 possessions, get me out for 1 possession and milk it. No, he is fighting through it. And he already shows he is an all-time great basketball player. That's not breaking news. But Lou Dort is an outstanding defender. And I say this respectfully. What he did in the series against New Orleans to Brandon Ingram, it ain't working against Luka Doncic. This is a different animal you're dealing with. And Brandon Ingram is a legit scorer. But you can't beat up Luka. You can't be too physical with him. The dude has been a professional basketball player since he's 13 years old. He's seen it all. You're not affecting him. And he doesn't get caught up in it.
Now, what I don't need is, I get he's playing through injury, and I'm the first dude to give credit to that. I don't need them zooming and talking about he's playing through blood, sweat, and tears, and they zooming on the little cut that we've all got in the front yard from falling and scraping playing ball. It wasn't that much blood. Let's be realistic.
Hold up. Now you sound like me. Now you sound like me. I mean, they got to milk it. They got to milk it. The Kurt Schilling shot with the blood on his socks. So show me Luka's knee bleeding and him hit his face on the court and get up and check his tooth 10 times. I mean, it's beautiful theater.
Did it possibly get looser after the first time he checked it? Because 45 minutes later, he was still checking. I wasn't sure. I can only see if that was me on the court. You pull me over and be like, dude, is your tooth all right or is it not?
You're right.
My bad, Pops. You're right. You're right.
You are 100% correct.
All right. Somebody that we haven't talked about yet who was huge in this game was P.J. Washington, hitting shots, playing defense, grabbing rebounds. Just talk a little bit about what you saw from him, Pops.
We talked about the way that the Oklahoma City Thunder team played the Dallas Mavericks in Game 1. They dared anybody not named Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving to beat them. They dared them to be aggressive and knock down shots. And the Dallas Mavericks supporting cast didn't show up in Game 1. But I talked about it. I've been there before. Reggie Miller coming off floppy or Patrick Ewing posting up. They're going to double. They're going to double off me. So once you realize that, you spend time in the off days getting up shots, knowing that these are the shots that they're willing to give us, and I'm going to be ready and prepared in the next ball game to take and make those shots. You can tell the Dallas Mavericks did exactly that right away. P.J. Washington, they're coming off of him on the corner. They're coming off of him on the wing. He was locked and loaded, shooting the basketball. And I love the fact that Kyrie and Luka continued to trust those guys. They got rid of the basketball. You see 2-3 guys on you, get rid of the basketball. The only way you're going to win this series is those guys taking and making shots, because they're not going to let you single-handedly for 48 minutes take over on the offensive end. And P.J. Washington did an outstanding job. Tim Hardaway Jr. did an outstanding job. Gafford did an outstanding job. Josh Green, he shows how he improved from day one. These guys are shooters, and they feeling like they're disrespected. They came ready and prepared, and that will open up the floor for Luka and for Kyrie moving forward. But if you're the Thunder, you're betting that the supporting cast doesn't beat you 4 times. You're not saying they can't beat you one night, because you know Luka and Kyrie can. So you got to be consistent. But what I will say is they got to do a better job of not giving them dare shots. They're giving them wide open shots. It worked in Game 1. You got to find a way to at least to run out, sprint out, and contest those shots or be there, make them a little bit uncomfortable. They're too comfortable right now And that can have a carryover effect when a guy knocks down shots now moving forward.
Yeah, one guy you talked about that I noticed right away was Gafford. He played hard tonight. He competed, and he's honestly overachieving in this series by just straight up effort and grit when it comes to grabbing these rebounds, going up against a guy like Chet who's talented and young. He looks great out there. He looks great. And can you just talk a bit about what you saw from him?
And you would love this. Another guy that had a boo-boo. He hurt his hand during the course of the game, and he fought through it. He battled and competed and rebounded with two hands. That hurt, damaged hand, he grabbed rebounds with two. No, all jokes aside, though, he was outstanding. 13 and 7. His presence in the paint, altering shots, blocking shots, disrupting the comfort zone of the interior paint area when guys would attack. And then offensively, they are outstanding as far as in sync with lob passes to the rim, creating contact, do a great job of getting that pocket pass and finding shooters. Just a perfect job by the Dallas Mavericks front office of making that team better during the trade deadline. You go get P.J. Washington, you go get Daniel Gafford, you add some guys that bring a presence and experience and a level of accomplishment that you know what they bring to the table on a nightly basis. This is a outstanding team, and they were clicking on all cylinders tonight. Even when the Thunder climbed back into the game, they made plays defensively and offensively. And I thought Daniel Gafford, playing through injury in all seriousness and also just being a presence, he was a force tonight. And he needs to be that way, matching the intensity of Chet and to some extent being a little bit more physical with Chet, making him uncomfortable.
Yeah, we could respect him. And as we said, he played great through injury, competed, all due respect. But you're right. That play where he grabbed the rebound with one hand and then went up to go score and threw it right out of bounds. I'm like, dude, if you know your hand is not equipped right now, put your hand in your pocket, dog. What are you doing?
Yeah. Then when it went out of bounds, he was looking at his hand like,
yeah, he grabbing his hand. This is not the WWE. What are you doing? Get on the bed. Go put some ice on your hand, bro. All right. So was this a case tonight of just the Mavericks? Because I'm listening to you. Is this the Mavericks just hitting shots tonight and OKC missing shots? Or was there something deeper that we saw from this OKC team that they lacked?
No, you shoot 49% from three-point land, 18 for 37. It's a make-or-miss lead. The same shots they missed in game one, they were fortunate enough to knock down, but they understood how they were being defended. They made the adjustments. So it's not as simple as they made shots. Now it's Oklahoma City's Thunder time to make the proper adjustments. Like I said, you can't give them wide open, comfort, dare shots. You got to find a way to understand we're containing Luka and we're containing KYRIE, but we're also sprinting out to those shooters, not disrespecting them, closing out, not overreacting, but we're going to be there, not give them wide open shots. And these are the shots that they had in game one that they didn't capitalize on, and all of a sudden got a rhythm early and good looks, good offense, good execution, and good trust from your star players. Understanding, again, if we're going to win this series, they're going to have to take and make shots. So a good adjustment by the Mavs, and I think the same mentality moving forward. They're going to run to them on the line. You got to understand whether you have open looks or whether the move is the shot fake and put it on the deck. I thought Josh Green did a good job. Turned down one dribble mid-range shot. Is about reading the defense and reacting.
All right, we talked about the Mavericks and everything they did right. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but now it's time to pick apart the Thunder a little bit. What did you see from their role players? Because Josh Giddey in 10 minutes had a negative 20 plus minus, and he wasn't the only one that struggled. So what did you see from these role players and some of these, not just role players, just from this OKC team, and how can they snap out of this?
You got to give the Dallas Mavericks credit. They won game two, and now we regroup and we make the proper adjustments. We get better performance. Sometimes you get up 1-0, you're at home, 20,000 people dressed in white going crazy. You think, okay, it's going to happen again just like that in game two. A young, inexperienced team. This is the first loss for them in the postseason. Don't overreact. Understand we're playing against a legitimate team that's well coached, that has star power, that responded. Now let's take a look at the film. Let's make the proper adjustments. We know that Shea is still Shea. He had a spectacular night, getting into the scenes, making plays, getting guys involved. And then Jalen Williams, again, another spectacular performance. So that backcourt is still dynamic, similar to the way that the Dallas Mavericks had to make the adjustment when their supporting cast didn't show up or didn't have a good night in game one. The same can be said for Oklahoma City in game two. The difference was Dallas did a great job of charging and not giving them great looks on the perimeter. They contested shots. They got to the bodies. They limited the damage that the Thunder did on the offensive boards. It was a stellar job, just not offensively for the Mavs, also defensively. And I think they did where they won the ball game is they minimized the damage that the supporting cast was able to do, and it was a difference maker.
All right, man. So tell me, who wins game three?
I picked the Mavericks to win the series. I believe that they will win game three going back home. But they have to understand, which I'm sure they do, listening to the post-game comments. They're playing against a very talented basketball team that's more than capable of going to Dallas and winning. And I think OKC, because of their youth and their inexperience, they'll be better on the road. They're coming with something to prove and a chip on their shoulders. But the Mavericks understand it. They have a healthy level of respect for the way that the Thunder play, and they'll be ready. So I'm going with the Mavs to win game three.
All right. Man, I think I'm with you on this one. I think I'm with you. I still think OKC is going to win the series, but I think the Mavs win this game three. Luka's getting more healthy every game, and this momentum is tough to bounce back from for a young team. But they coming back. They coming back. Game four, they'll be back. They'll be back.
I'm just happy because you and our producer, Jeff, your swag was on 1,000, acting like y'all called the shot, like y'all was Babe Ruth and told the kid in the hospital, I made a home run for you tonight. OKC won game one. Mavs won game two. This series is far from over. So sit down and relax and enjoy the rest of the series. To both of you guys.
Yeah, have you always been this way? Have you always been Why can't you just let us have our moment? Why can't just because you picked the Mavericks right tonight? Congratulations. I thought they was gonna win too. I mean, just give us all credit, man. That's all I want. This is you, the old man on the porch, Pop. What is going on? You the old man in the windows. They having too much fun outside. That's you.
That's not me. I tell you, the lady on my block, I'm not gonna name her, but she'd be in that window and she'd tell everything, man. She'd tell everything.
The sad part is you already named her some episodes ago. Her name is already out there. You tell her act like you looking out for her, coming for her. You already put you probably put an address out there too.
No comment.
Man. All right. So we're gonna go to the first game of the night. We saw a big game from the Cavaliers, and as your former ESPN colleague Dick Vitale would say, upset city, baby. That wasn't
that was good.
Dick Vitale.
Yo, that was nice.
Good? That was nice?
That was nice.
All right. I was trying to get a little more rasp, but it was close. It was close. On the watch back, I'll see how it was. I'll come next episode with a better one.
That's a legendary call. That's the Dick Vitale is as good as it gets calling games. So a dear friend, a guy that does so much for cancer.
Yeah, man. Legendary. I just wanted to show him a little love. But what did you see? Because this shocked me tonight. This threw me off. I did not expect to see the Cavaliers show up tonight and play like this. Speak a little bit about what you saw tonight.
I thought a great job of making adjustments by J.B. Bickerstaff. Great job by the Cavs of being ready and prepared. Very easily they could have thrown in the towel the way that they were manhandling game one. People thought this series was over. I thought it was over, but give them credit. They responded in an emphatic way. And I thought the key was going small. If you don't have a post presence as a big and you don't have Jared Allen, no sense in starting big. You might as well start small across the floor outside of Mobley, because with no Porzingis, the Boston Celtics don't have a legitimate post threat that can hurt you over the course of the long haul during the game. So going small opened up the floor, gave Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland more room. I thought the key was Donovan Mitchell came out aggressive. I thought Garland played very well. But the key to me was Karis LeVert. And we talked about his ability. that wasn't on display in game one. I thought he was lacking his confidence and was a little tentative and passive on the offensive end, but he's a legit scorer. We saw him in his career, whether it be even in Brooklyn. He was the second or third option, and he'd average 20 points, 20-plus points. So I thought he came with the right mindset to be aggressive. And when he's clicking and you have that backcourt clicking, then you have Mobley, and then you have the shooters around them, they put on an outstanding performance. And one thing I realized also, the frustrating thing about the Boston Celtics, not just now, but in the past couple of years, and especially this year, which should have told us that this series was far from over. The Boston Celtics, this group of Boston Celtics, have a hard time handling prosperity. When they get prosperity, they let go of the rope a little bit, and they follow up with a bad performance. The same Boston Celtics teams that showed up in game one didn't show up in game two. I can show you probably 40 different clips where they were on point in game one, where they were half a step or a step slow in game two. Give the Cavs credit. They responded, and now they got to go back home. But understand this, Celtics can't handle prosperity, but they can handle adversity. So now adversity is set in as a 1-1, and they're going on the road. They will be locked and loaded and ready. And if you're the Cavs, you have to look to duplicate the performance you put on in game two in Boston.
Pops, tonight made me feel like, are the Celtics the Orlando Magic with Hedo Turkoglu? Because this looks like live by the three, die by the three to the extreme when I watch them. And as great a team as they are, if they can give away a game to a team like the Cavs, when they go up against one of these Western Conference teams in the finals, I can't afford to lose a game just because I couldn't hit shots tonight.
You're 100% correct. 8 for 35 from three-point land. That's 22%, according to my St. John's degree mathematics.
Hold on. You didn't just do that off the top.
What are you talking about? See, you said I'm a hater. You hate now.
Show me your notes on your phone right now. Show me your notes. Nah, I'm playing. You don't got to do it.
Okay. I got it written down. 8 for 35, 22% from three-point land. This is a make-or-miss league, and this team believes in getting up as many threes as possible. The target number is 40 threes a game, and they continue to shoot the basketball, and they have good shooters, but the great shooters is probably Hauser is the one great shooter. Pritchard off the bench is a very good shooter. So they're going to have nights when they struggle shooting the basketball. And when they do, it's going to be a problem, which we witnessed in game two. So that's the frustrating thing about the Boston Celtics. And it gives a team the ability to win a series or win a game against them. So that's going to be interesting to see if they're able to get hot and stay hot, or if they're going to duplicate the poor performance shooting the basketball that they did last night.
How worried should the Celtics fans be?
They've proven to be the best team in the East all year, and it wasn't close. So you have a healthy degree of worrying because you understand that they got to do it on the road now. That home court advantage has been taken from them. But this is a team that I believe has more than what it takes to go into Cleveland and win a game. So I wouldn't panic if I was the Boston Celtics fans or the Boston Celtics players or coaching staff. But we do have to make the proper adjustments. We got to be prepared to step in and knock down shots because they're not going to change the identity. They're going to shoot 40 more threes in game three. Now it's about making them.
As much as we watched Luka come out in this second game, set the tone, demand attention from the other team, we watched Mobley tonight do the same thing in that first quarter for the Cavaliers. Can you just speak a little bit about what you saw from Mobley tonight?
Mitchell was a plus 38 in his minutes. Mobley was a plus 35 in his minutes. That means you impacting the game. You, the number one team in the East, you are a plus 35 during the span of the game that you was in. That's called impacting the game. Defensively, blocking shots, rebounding, 21, 10, and 5 across the board. A stellar performance for a young, talented basketball player. Got his career playoff high in scoring. he was spectacular. And if there's going to be no Porzingis anytime soon, we don't know. We haven't had any update, but they need him to counter some of the things that Mobley does. He was spectacular. He was absolutely spectacular.
All right, man. I need to know who wins Game 3.
I think the Boston Celtics win Game 3. I'm going to go with them. They've been the best team in the East all season long, and I expect to see them handle business in Cleveland. One thing to jump out of, I look at the lineup. Tatum was a minus 22 in his minutes. Brown was a minus 29. Derek White was a minus 27. Drew Holiday was a minus 21. That's four of your starters, and those numbers, the same way we raved about the plus 38 and plus 35 of Mitchell and Mobley. Celtics got to understand they got to respond and do better. It's a disappointing loss for them, but this series is far from over, and all they got to do is make the proper adjustments, be prepared, and I expect to see them win Game 3.
Yeah, it's tough, man. When I see Jason Tatum, as great as he can be, he can on any given night be, and this is no disrespect because I think he's a great player too, but he can be Michael Porter Jr. He can just take tough contested shot after tough contested shot. And it's just a roll of the dice, similar to even Paul George sometimes, where it's a roll of the dice, whether you're going to make these shots or miss these shots. But I don't know, man. I'm not feeling great about these Celtics when I gotta look and see, all right, even Jaylen Brown, it's a lot of contested shots I'm watching from this team. And they've hit them all season, but it's getting to crunch time, and it's a lot of teams in that Western Conference that are playing some real defense.
They do take tough shots, whether it's threes or contested mid-range shots or getting into the paint. It'll be interesting to see them. What my concern would be that the Cleveland Cavaliers shot 55% from the field. 55% from the field in your building. So even when you're taking and making or missing shots of your Brown and Tatum and the supporting cast, you got to impact the game with saying, okay, I got Donovan Mitchell. I got Karis LeVert. I got Darius Garland. I'm getting every rebound. I'm hitting the floor. I'm hitting the deck, getting every loose ball. I'm making every multiple effort play on defense. That's the mentality when you're struggling offensively, and I did not see that tonight for the Boston Celtics, giving up 118 points to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I feel the same. All right, 2 big Game 3s on Friday, and we have to call on Coach Mark. What's up, man? We need to hear from you. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Good. Okay. So, what's the pregame message to the New York Knicks trying to get a 3-0 lead against these Indiana Pacers?
There's no secret, fellas. There's no secret to why we are up 2-0. Because we handled our business. Because we fought back. Because we didn't quit. We competed at a high level. We made shots. We played through injuries. We played through being uncomfortable. We played through bad calls. That's the secret to our success. And we're going to continue to do that. And let's continue to do it until we ultimately are standing there when the confetti is being dropped. And we're the hardest working, most competitive team, tied together team in the business. Let's handle our business in Indiana and forget about Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson, and anybody else that might show up. Let's handle our business and make a huge statement that we're here and we're here to stay. Whoever's on the floor, somebody get hurt, is next man up. That's who we are. Stay true to our identity and let's respond.
All right, Coach. All right. Quick side note. It was reported that Rick Carlisle and the Mavericks submitted approximately 38 clips or plays from the last game. Would you like to comment on that or have something? Have you ever submitted anywhere around that number of clips after the game, Coach?
No. I had somebody on my staff that was in charge of that. If there was something that I wanted to make sure we sent to the league, we did. But I had them in charge with the instructions. We're not going to get caught up in that because ultimately I believe you can send all you want. They're not. It really doesn't matter. Now, if something is glaring and a huge mistake is made, that's different. But I'm not gonna give my team an out by getting out. We sent 38, 40 clips, 30 clips. No, I got 40 clips of us not rotating defensively. I got 40 clips of us turning the basketball over. I got 40 clips of us panicking down the stretch of the ball game and not finishing off the game. I got 40 clips of Jalen Brunson getting to the foul line or getting to his spots that we know he does the most damage. So I'm going to hold my team and myself accountable, and the league and the referees will take care of themselves. But I'm not going to give us an out or an excuse. Let's be better across the board because we are the better basketball team.
Yeah, I can't give them that excuse. When I saw that come
But
across
I will say this. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sure knowing Rick Carlisle as an assistant coach when I played and knowing Tom Thibodeau as an assistant coach, both guys was assistant coaches on teams I played. I'm sure both of them sent a boatload of clips and edits to the league. So I'm not going to say Carlisle did it and Tibbs did it too. Even in winning, he did it.
Look, you say you take a lot from coaches. You might need to get that in your game. You might need to get the 38 clip bag and just go crazy. It might elevate you. That might be something that's
No, let's be better. Because at the end of the day, I really believe if I'm the Pacers, we lost the game. We lost the game. And I can point to 10, 15, 20, 30 plays where we got out of character and didn't do what we were supposed to do. We didn't have game plan discipline. So let's take care of that. And then when I think we've exhausted all avenues as far as what we're supposed to do, then I can send the league some clips. But unless it's something glaring, like you overturned a call when you said double dribble. Now I'm sending that in there. When you say blow the whistle and say double dribble, and then all of a sudden, like magic, that call disappears and say inadvertent whistle, I'm sending that in, and we're going to have some dialogue as far as that's concerned. But that's one clip. That's not 40.
Now, Dad, I need you. You got to do like I don't know what it is, like a point guard camp, academy, something, because we spoke about this last episode, and I watched tonight, and multiple times these guards got their big man's fouls, offensive fouls on screens. It's easy things that these guards are doing, and the sad part is it's NBA level guys. It's NBA level skilled guys making high school level mistakes. Am I tripping, or is this happening on a nightly basis?
No, it's happening on a nightly basis. I think the frustration is the defense has elevated in the postseason, so now you're trying to rush in the panic mode instead of slowing the music down, setting the defender up, and then running him into the screen. Your job is to guide him into the screen by allowing the big man to come into the screen, get set, be squared, be in position, and take the hit. So his job isn't to find the defender. His job is to stand there, and my job is to guide the defender into him, creating space. I think so much you're trying to rush, you're in a panic mode, and you're trying to get to the screen before the screen is set. So 90% of the time so far in the playoffs, which you alluded to, and you're 100% correct, it's been the guards' fault why these calls have been made. They got to be better. Most importantly, they got to be more patient in setting up the defender. Because what that does, it opens up everything. You're open. The big rolling is now open because somebody's got to help you. Shooters are open. Slow the music down, bob your head, and enjoy yourself. Now read and react off of what opportunity presents itself off of your patience coming off that screen and roll.
Yeah, it's a switch in the game. It wasn't like this. I understand the pace has gone up, but we had guards like Chris Paul where we see them just hold a guy on their hip until the screen is set there for 10 seconds. Like it's sometimes where you just got to, as you said, slow it down a little bit.
And you can do that even to the best. Guys like Shea, Jalen Williams, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, they may get sped up at times. So I'm going to spend 10 minutes tomorrow and we're going to watch the film. Let me show you how they're defending you. Let me show you how you rush this screen and roll. Let's slow it down. So now they can see it as opposed to I'm just saying it. Now we can see what took place and now you can make the proper adjustments. It's as simple as that. They're elite talent that just got out of character for whatever reason. Now let's slow it down and let's run our stuff.
Coach, the champs need a boom boom Mancini. They need somebody to walk in the room and talk to them. So tell me, Coach, what words do you have for the former champions, the Denver Nuggets?
First of all, great name, Boom Boom Mancini. His son actually played for me when we won the Kenny Smith tournament when you was on the team. And we got that group of guys together in the 7th grade. And we won an AAU tournament with 8 guys, and it was incredible. So shout out to Boom Boom Mancini. But what I'll say to the Denver Nuggets, we're champs. Let's not forget, we're down 2-0. We've been thoroughly outplayed. question marks have come up. Our character has been challenged. Our professionalism has been challenged, and some rightfully so. But let's regroup, because at the end of the day, what they can't do is take away who we are. In this locker room, we are champions. Let's respond like champions respond. Let's go out here and handle our business like the pros that we are, and send a message that we're not going nowhere, that you're going to have to deal with us moving forward. But it starts with tonight, fellas. Let's handle our business. Bring it in.
I like that. All right, man. Thank you.
Let me say this. I'm not a guy that talks about anybody losing money, whether it's fines or suspensions. I don't do that. As a former player, as a former coach, as an analyst, I don't do that. But when you have an opportunity to send a message, the league, you got to send a message. Pat Beverly got suspended for 4 games. He deserved it. And I'm not pulling for nobody losing money, but he deserved it. Jamal Murray, throwing the heat pad and the towel on the court, deserved to be suspended. Not fined $100,000. It doesn't matter. He deserved to be suspended. And I love Jamal Murray and everything he stands for, but that's unacceptable as far as the judgment that came down in that situation.
Nah, absolutely, Pops. Absolutely. I'm tripping because you just made a great point, but we got to rewind for a second, because I said Boom Boom Mancini, and I played with his son, and all love to his family. But I didn't mean Boom Boom Mancini. I meant Boondini Brown. So I got to just... So please rewind. When y'all watching that part, it was fire with Boondini Brown in my mind, but it probably didn't make it. Y'all probably like, what is he talking about? But all love to everybody. Oh, man. Anyway.
You can't take the shout out away, man. He's sitting there saying they mentioned this, then you were like, it was an accident. You threw the lob and then it went out of bounds.
No, it wasn't an accident. Obviously, he's somewhere in my brain. That's family. We love him too. But that wasn't. I meant to say something else. But anyways, let me just clean that up and move on. In other news, Pops, the Suns let go of their head coach Frank Vogel. Just give me some thoughts on this decision.
It's the NBA business. It's unfortunate. Frank Vogel's a good man and an outstanding coach, a championship coach. They underachieved and tough decisions are made. Unfortunately, cost him his job. It's unfortunate. I've been there before. I'm sure he'll land on his feet. Like I said, he's an outstanding coach and a good man. Wishing him nothing but the best moving forward.
Yeah, man, tough decision. I think he'll land on his feet as well. I've already heard his name in other conversations. So,
what I will say is it's not just Frank Vogel's fault that team underachieved. It's the players' fault. It's the front office fault. It's this, whoever made the decisions that they've made. They got to come back better, no matter who the head coach is. That is a championship team, but they have to come back better and more prepared and more consistent night in and night out.
They do. All right, Pops, it's time for the Mama. There Goes That Man Award. Let me know who wins it tonight, Pops. Who gets it?
This is going to be a shocker. This is going to be a surprise because there were some great performances with your back against the wall as a team on the road. Who responded? I'm not going with the obvious tonight. I'm showing some love and shouting out a guy that found a way to get it done when his team needed it. Tonight's award goes to P.J. Washington.
I'm
29 points,
I'm done.
11 rebounds, 7-11 from three-point land. Flat out got it done. His team didn't have any response from the supporting cast in game one. Well, he showed up and showed out. 29-11. Great defense. Fouled out, but set a tone defensively against Shea. Tonight's award goes to P.J. Washington. Mama, there goes that man.
Are you dead serious? You're joking.
Who you wanted to get? it?
The dude that made every shot for P.J. Washington. He got open shots because there was a dude playing on one leg, bleeding out his knee.
See, your problem is you want Michael Jackson to win all the awards. At some point, show Tito and Jermaine and Jackie, Randy. Show them some love. They doing a two-step.
Luka hasn't won an award yet. He ain't get a Mama That Goes That Man award yet.
He will. I promise he will moving forward. But let's show some love. P.J. Washington defended Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He shot 7-11 from three-point land. He had 29 points and 11 rebounds. He got it done. He deserved it tonight. That's the end of it, Blue. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you in your Dallas Mavericks hoodie.
I cannot believe this. We just witnessed Luka magic, and you're not going to give him. I came in here with my Mavs blue on, my Mavs, and you're not going to give Luka his credit. I can't believe this. Shout outs to PJ Washington. You played amazing. You played great. Wonderful game. I don't mean to diminish your game, but we just come on, Pops.
Think about this. If I give it to Luka, I can give it to Donovan Mitchell. I can make the same case. So I went with the guy that stood out from the background singers. He did an outstanding job. You hating right now.
I got to come up with my own award for when you don't want to do the right thing. I need a do the right thing award. Shout out to Spike Lee. Do the right thing award. Luka gets the do the right thing award.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
All right, man. I guess PJ Washington gets it. Shouts out to PJ Washington, man. Thank you to our sponsors, Underdog Fantasy. Go ahead and scan the QR code in the corner or click the link in the description. They are matching a deposit of up to $100 when you use the promo code MARK. That's MARK. We appreciate y'all.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Night Mode edition of the Mark Jackson Show. I'm Mark Jackson. This is the dynamic co-host, Blue. We certainly appreciate all your love and support. Remember, I was in college my junior year. My parents told me to open up the front door. I opened up the front door, and outside was a brand new car. It was new to me, a 1976 Red Nova. I smiled, took the keys, and I went on and I put my initials on the driver's side. I put my initials on the passenger side. Then I went and spent some money and got a brake light. This is when brake lights first came out. And I put it in the back window. And I went and got a brand new system, radio and CD player and a cassette player. I was feeling good. I didn't leave the present like I received it. I improved it. I enhanced it. I was grateful for it, but I improved it. My question to you is, what are you doing with the gift you received? Stop sitting on it. Improve it, utilize it, and enhance it. Blessings.